Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investment. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brand here at Master Investor. Ensure to subscribe to our channel if you're new. Welcome to our community. Turn on the notifications so that you know when we go live or upload a valuable talk on money, business, and investment, which is rare in the world, because we are raised with the thought, or majority of people are raised with the thought of the less we talk about money, the better, right? Don't talk about money because it's not appropriate, which that type of language dictates the future of that individual. We have to be careful how we think about money, how we approach it, how we make it, and what type of information we are operating with regards to money. In other words, our belief systems about money and our core values need to be questioned, and we need to challenge those values ourselves. We need to take a look and figure out where are we grabbing the information that we believe about money, and start investing in financial education so that we can adopt the context of the ultra wealthy. Here at Master Investor, our mission is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education made simple. We're looking for opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. The foundation of true wealth is in the ability to read financial statements and improving them, which takes risk management. Is something that we're going to talk about today, and how to also use OPM, other people's money or debt, a loan, credit, to invest, to leverage our return on investment, increase our profits. When there's more risk, there are bigger profits. That's how it goes. However, the key is to do risk management through due diligence. And that's why we always say due diligence are the second most important words in the business language. And the first ones, if you've been here before, we know that it's cash flow, positive cash flow. What is my positive cash flow from that investment, from this operation? And remember, there are 5 different asset classes that exist when it comes to money, business, and investment. So anyone out there looking to create more wealth, more financial freedom, we need to take a look at our financial statement. And that's why inside of our digital course and ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On, you can find the link somewhere in the description of this video to have access to that digital course with assets that can literally change our finances forever. We have the ebook and additional documents. One of those documents is a financial statement that is available to be downloaded into Excel, and we will be updating that as we move forward in the journey of building true wealth. We need to figure out where we are financially today. We need to see if there are any liabilities that can be turned into assets. A lot of people have liabilities that they're paying for every single month, and they can easily, by shifting their mindset and of course being strategic with that liability, it can actually turn around and bring positive cash flow and then pay for the expenses and whatnot. Again, an asset puts money into our pocket whenever we're not working, and an asset is a system or systems doing the selling and selling for us. Is a business or investment that is solving a problem in the world, and is doing it so successfully that it's bringing positive cash flow, which that means that is after all expenses are paid. And it's not how much money we make, but rather how much money we keep, and how smart we are with our money after we get those profits will determine how much time we have with our wealth, right? Because wealth is measured in time. Like, how long can we go without working and still be able to thrive with the lifestyle that we like to have, without shrinking and keeping up with inflation? As we know, maybe in 10 years from now, inflation will be a lot higher than it is now, right? Because the printing of money creates inflation. And it's not going to stop because the government works with printing money through debt. Money is created with debt. That's why debt is tax-free. And that's why I love to explain and demonstrate why debt is one of the keys of a master investor. That could be scary, but it doesn't have to be, because if used right, it can be a financial tool that makes us ultra wealthy and tax-free. who wants to pay taxes? Who wants to make all the money and pay taxes? It's not patriotic to pay taxes, okay? I don't know why people have this sense that they feel good when they pay taxes. This country is built in the capitalist system, meaning that we pay the least in taxes. That's what the laws and tax code is built for, to pay the least amount of taxes, but that is only for the wealthy entrepreneurs and inside investors like us, like exactly the individuals that we're building inside of our community, which are true leaders, wealthy entrepreneurs, and inside investors or master investors, right? An active investor, someone that is actively investing and taking control of our finances, our decisions when it comes to building our wealth, what type of asset we're going to invest or put together, how we're going to utilize debt. And there are 5 asset classes, like I mentioned. Number 1, business. And usually we encourage everyone to start with a business of some kind. And if we have different passions, right? We could have 5 different passions, things that we really enjoy doing in our lives. Attempt to figure out if there's a problem that needs to be solved in that niche, okay? And hopefully it's a niche that everybody is involved in. Think about serving 8 billion people in the world. And there are problems that we can solve. You know, if it's maybe a makeup product, then now we cover all the women in the world. And it's not just women, but people that are artists and record videos. That's a good niche, right? Anything that humans need on a daily basis. Make sure your niche is big enough. Otherwise, there's not going to be any scalability, and that's going to be an issue later on because there's no way to raise capital when there isn't any scalability. We need to have the ability to grow the business to attract even more money from private investors from the back end, such as banks and family and friends and capitalists, people that are looking to invest. They have cash flow, they have success, but they don't have time to put the deal together. They need people like us to create a business that is going to multiply capital. So the job number 1 of a wealthy entrepreneur is to raise capital. And the number 1 skill is to learn how to sell without selling using systems and smart marketing. And then the job number 1 of a financial investor or an inside investor is to multiply capital, whether it's debt or our own capital, right? And debt is other people's money, OPM, okay? And whether it's debt or our own capital, we're multiplying that and sound investing. And all of that requires discipline, self-control over our emotions, and of course, financial education. There are 3 E's that we must possess in order for us to be officially a master investor. And those 3 E's are number 1, financial education, number 2, financial experience, and number 3, excess of cash flow, okay? That is coming in from our assets that we are controlling with our companies that we own 100%. Okay, we're not gonna give our money away to anybody unless you want to be a passive investor and you don't want to learn anything about business and just sit back and just watch a return that is average. There are great companies out there that will give you an average return on investment. You don't have to do anything. There are many ways today because of technology. There are pools of people that literally invest together and they just, get a return from a commercial real estate. And you get every quarter whenever they distribute to all the investors, the passive investors. So that's not what we're building here. We're building active investors, real investors, sophisticated investors, and the ultimate investor, a master investor. We don't live through earned income or a paycheck. We live through passive income, or also known as positive cash flow, and capital gains income. So we encourage everyone to build a business or acquire a business and acquire businesses that are producing positive cash flow, that are solving a problem in the world so good that it's bringing cash flow out of pilot. Now, let's not buy a business that we have to be involved working in the business. Otherwise, that's not a true business. Remember, it has to make money for us without us being present. So whatever business we tend to build or buy, that business must be built to raise capital out of pilot from the front end, from the end users, by having the right message, the marketing, all the integrities of a successful business. We learn that inside of our community, specifically in our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet. We go through the cash flow triangle, which has the 8 integrities of a successful business: mission, team, leadership, cash flow, communication, systems, legal, and product. It's not just a product, the most important aspect or integrity of a business, okay? So we can learn about them in detail inside of our volume, so make sure you click the link and go ahead and get that digital course. As we move forward, we'll be adding more assets, more documents that will help us build more wealth. And whatever asset and whatever product we add into that digital course as we move forward, because we're going to add exclusive interviews with wealthy entrepreneurs emphasizing in that topic of that volume. And we're going to be updating. So whatever assets we add, regardless of the cost and the future of that, we will be grandfathered in forever. So imagine in 5 years from now, that asset is going to grow with more assets within the asset. So we want to take advantage of this win-win opportunity, and it's a great investment. And one thing that we can do that no one can take away from us is investing in our self-development and financial education, okay? Because that's something that is knowledge, and as we know, knowledge is the new money. It's the information age. It's the one that can capture the right information and know how to capitalize new trends, be able to spot new trends. But we need to be visionaries for that. We need to develop ourselves as a wealthy entrepreneur and inside investor to be able to open our eyes. And truly, I believe that everyone has an entrepreneur inside of them and an investor inside of them. We have to deal with money all the time. We have to be creative. And a lot of people choose the path of working hard at a job, which is fine if you love your job. But I still say to those people, learn how to invest your capital first by investing in financial education, and then begin to invest in different asset classes, just like the message for everyone here, right? If you have no assets right now, figure out how to invest in the 5 different asset classes. Start with one. We encourage to start with business, because when you start with business and you bring positive cash flow, then it will actually create the opportunity to acquire more assets with the cash flow that we're getting. Therefore, not only we position ourselves to get a printing machine, a freedom unit, right? An asset, true asset that is bringing us cash flow, but it's also giving us the cash flow to acquire a different or invest in a different asset class to create more passive income, meaning that asset is free because it's being acquired with the cash flow of the business. We're not working hard, the business is working hard. So it's free. I want us to see that a master investor, we orchestrate everything legally to get it for free at the end of the day. We build a business before we go out and acquire the liability. We first build something or invest into a business or an asset that will produce passive income or positive cash flow now, and we use that capital to acquire another asset. And we get ultra wealthy like that because we're recycling the capital, we're multiplying it, and we're creating more out of thin air. When we recoup our money back from the investment that we do and we continue to receive positive cash flow, that is called infinite return on investment. That's the holy grail of investing. And when we use debt, then we tap into that immediately. For example, if we have a loan that is $100,000 and we acquire a business, and that business brings us that $100,000 back within a year, right? So after a year, we have paid that money back to the bank, and we had a loan with them for the next 30 years, but we paid them earlier, whatever. At that point, we have no money into the deal. We have paid the debt that we use, which is good debt because we used it as capital to buy and acquire a cash flow and asset. And now it paid that back on itself from the cash flow of the business. And now it's giving us positive cash flow. So we acquired that asset with OPM, with other people's money, and it's giving us positive cash flow. Hopefully forever, right? Hopefully it's a true business that can be here generation after generation. If we buy brands, not just businesses, true brands, because we can see if it's going to be a true brand or is it a true brand now. We can find a lot of mismanaged businesses and turn them into a true brand, okay? We have to have the Midas touch. Everything that we touch needs to turn into gold. And that's for in any situation that we're in right now. We have to have that attitude. That's how we move up in the world of money, okay? We have to turn everything to money. People like to see that. True leaders will spot us creating a ripple effect and showing that we are showing up and we're here and we are helping out. And whatever it is, we don't have to even put our face on video. We don't have to do this to create passive income, like record a video. We can use other people's videos. We can use business strategies, just acquire businesses, right? Brands. And I like to come onto these videos because I'm sharing exactly what's working for us here at Master Investor, so that anyone can take the information and turn it into gold of their own. And that's how we turn something into a treasure. When we have something of value, we gotta share it. Okay, so let me share with you the 5 different asset classes that we all have access to invest in. So business, right? Any type of business. It could be a store. It could be an online store. We encourage everyone to take a look at the online stores that exist. There are many stores that are built already, and they are creating sales on autopilot, and all we have to do is acquire them. If you have the capital, of course. And also, if you have debt, if you want to acquire it with debt, because debt is money. So you could be like, okay, well, I can get a $300,000 loan, and I'm going to acquire this asset that is creating this much money. I'm going to be able to pay the loan back within 3 years, and after 3 years, I'm going to get this profit. And within those 3 years, even if we're creating cash flow, because again, I could be making those payments every single month, which it happens all the time, and I still create cash flow because whatever is left is my cash flow. So let me give an example. So let's say we acquire an asset, and that asset is bringing now it's $20,000 per month. We're using $15,000 to give back to the bank, and then the rest of the $5,000 is for us as a positive cash flow. And those $15,000 would include all the expenses of the business, etc. The bottom line, we didn't use any of our money. We used the bank's money. We used credit. We use a loan, and that loan is good debt because it's creating money for us and it's paying for itself. We're not paying for it. So it created an opportunity for us to acquire an asset, 100% finance, and now I'm using the capital that is coming in from the business to pay the expenses of the business, of course, and to pay for the debt service, the interest and everything. And whatever is left, let's say it's $5,000, that's infinite return on investment. That is money from thin air because we didn't use any of our money to create that $5,000 that we're keeping every single month. So you see how easy it is to tap into infinite return on investment and create money with no money, with other people's money. We don't have to have money of our own to create money or to create passive income. That's the point, that we can use debt, but it has to be used properly with financial education. That's why the step number 1 is to get financial education and continue to have that as we move forward. It's something that we don't graduate from. I want to invite you to our website. Sign up for our newsletter. Right now it's free of charge to get an article like every week. Whenever we publish one, you'll get it via email, okay? 10 minutes read, but it will inspire the mind and it will help us see a world that many don't see, with opportunities even during chaos. We have to have the wealthy context in order to have the ability to understand the content of the wealthy. So make sure we understand the 10 new rules of money. Get our ebook. We have 3 right now. The 10 new rules of money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. We're working on our 4th ebook, and we should be releasing it very soon, which is how to raise capital to build wealth. Now, this next, or the second asset class that is available for us to invest in is real estate. So number 1 is business, any type of business. It could be an online business, it could be a car wash, it could be a physical business. I recommend to look into the online world because that way we don't have to have the physical product in many instances, depending on how we set ourselves up. We don't have to have a physical product neither. It could be a digital product, and also it could be somebody else's product. And all we're doing is sending leads into that brand, into that product, and whatever sale gets converted. And a lot of times today is giving us also positive cash flow through clicks. So just by the person clicking, even without buying, we get a percentage just for the click. So think about the ability to sell worldwide. At the same time, we have a great product. We can do an ad and it can come back with unlimited leads because we have the whole world on our fingertips. Compared to a physical store where now you can only market to the people around here. You can market online, but whoever's gonna buy is the people that are here. And if there's 100 people online, they have to wait. Online, people can be looking at that website all at the same time. It could be 1 million people and they can all buy the product at the same time. So the speed in which we can make a transaction has increased tremendously due to technology, and we need to take advantage of that. I'm encouraging everyone watching this to take a look at an online business, to start doing something online, to learn how to make money online on autopilot using systems. And what better to start with our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with the Internet, Turn Passive Income On. It's a total guide, okay? It's an amazing volume. It's gonna change our core values, and it's going to give us the steps, okay? That's what it comes inside that ebook. It has 49 chapters, 540 pages. You can read a chapter every week, and then it gives us the steps on how to start our business online, how to create our first $1 million in positive cash flow. And that means we need to create how much per month? $83,000, a little over $83,000 on positive cash flow to make $1 million in positive cash flow every single year. That means it's $115 around there per hour. And if we do it per minute, it's $1.90 per minute. When we reverse engineer the number, it's not that much, okay? So I want us to also reverse engineer any financial goal that we ever have. And whatever we do in life, whether it's a big project or small project, we're gonna reverse engineer the entire thing. We want to start from the end and then work ourselves back. It's the best way. And then we're gonna find mentors that will help us navigate through that journey. Because the only shortcut in life, as I always say, is learning from other people's mistakes, specifically from the right mentors. And when the student is ready, then the mentor shows up. But when the student is not ready, the mentor leaves because the student doesn't see the mentor in front of them. Now we have the ability to really take advantage of our talents, expose them to the world, monetize them. If we create a product, if there's a product behind, now I don't recommend becoming the brand, the face of the brand and all of that, because we want to create true brands. Think of Nike, think of Coca-Cola, think of Apple, think of Master Investor. Think of, these are brands that will be here forever, because a lot of people don't care about who was the founder. As long as it's creating and solving a problem in the world that everybody needs. Everybody has that problem, and people are appreciating the product, and we are innovating, and it's creating profits because it has business integrity, it has the 8 integrities, and it's creating a profit. That's what business integrity is. It's built to raise capital to make money, and it has intrinsic value, which means the legalities are in place. Whatever product and the logo is trademark, is registered. There's a patent in place, so no one can steal our intellectual property, no one can steal our formula, and we can stand out among the competition. And that's the key, okay? And always innovate. Now, let's talk about the power of investing in different asset classes, okay? It's not just one asset class, because if the market crashes in one asset class, then the investor loses everything. So when we talk about diversification inside of our community, we're talking about the 5 different asset classes. So business is number 1 asset class, right? So take a look at that, what type of business you're going to acquire or build to start building passive income. The business has to make money without us being present, okay? At the beginning, we might have to use, if we're building it from scratch, we might have to wear different hats, meaning different positions, but we're putting people in place, we're putting AI in place, we want to put the systems in place so that we can detach ourselves from the business, okay? And then the next asset class is real estate. And real estate is a great asset class because we can use leverage through debt. We can ask for loans because the banks are willing to give us money, give us loans to acquire real estate properties that are real assets, okay? It could be a commercial real estate property like an office building, it could be industrial place, it could be housing, right? Apartment buildings. Could be shopping centers, retail stores, that type of real estate that is bringing positive cash flow. And usually we're renting whatever, whether there are rooms or offices, we're renting that out, and that is what is bringing us positive cash flow, and it's paying for the loan of that building. All of these buildings around are acquired with debt, okay? And they create enough cash flow because there are hotels and also businesses are in place in the bottom and the first floor, and those people are paying rent enough to cover the expenses of the debt service of the loan, and it's producing positive cash flow. So real estate is key as we build our businesses or our business cash flow, right? If we're building a business bringing cash flow, then we can use that cash flow directed to be a down payment to acquire a loan that will cover this purchase for this asset, okay, in real estate. So think of that. Every time you drive around anywhere, any big city, you need to look at the buildings. But don't look at them as just buildings, because every building is an asset right here. This is a cash cow. This is a printing money machine. This is what we call a cash cow, right? A true asset in real estate, okay? And then this also gives us not only passive income, because we want to control it for the long term. We don't want to be flippers. We don't want to buy and fix it up and sell it for a higher price. We want to be investing for cash flow, also known as passive income, okay? A lot of people are just traders or gamblers, and they invest to get capital gains income, to get a profit. And that is okay. Some investments will only bring us capital gains income. But we're specifically here at Master Investor, rule number one in our community is that we work to build passive income and multiply money through sound investing. And the reason why that's rule number one, because that's what the ultra wealthy people in the world do. The top 20 people that have the most wealth in the world, that's what they do. So we're going to focus on that. And then we will get capital gains income along the way, because not all assets will bring us cash flow. But when it comes to this real estate properties, that's what we're looking for. We want to acquire this for, let's say, $8 million. We're renting the bottom to a retail store. We have apartments upstairs. We're doing Airbnb. We're renting it to short-term rentals to tourists, 2 blocks from the beach, right? And so with that also comes what we call phantom cash flow, which derives from a successful purchase on a commercial real estate property, which gives us income that shows up in a different place. Let me give you an example. Through appreciation is one, depreciation, taxes, and we can actually create income by holding and controlling this asset. Okay, using all those strategies, we can create more income. It's not just the rent income that is coming in. We will create income through taxes, minimize taxes. We're also going to create income through depreciation of the building and appreciation of the business, of the building. So even when the economy crashes, we can raise the rent and we can create more cash flow. Now, we want to focus on cash flow because inflation is rising as we print more money, as the government prints more money. Now today we're $31+ trillion in debt, in national debt. And that's a good sign. That means that we work with debt. The government, after 1971, August 15, when President Nixon separated the gold standard from the US dollar, money became debt, monopoly money, fiat money, and just an idea backed up by confidence. That means that we have to act like the government and the Federal Reserve Bank act, right? Because what do? They print money and they utilize debt to create wealth, to do what they need to do. So the banks are in business to lend money, and we need to learn how to use debt properly. So this whole video is so that I take some fear away of the whole debt thing, because I hear a lot of people out there talking about building wealth, and they're giving the wrong advice. They're telling people to be debt free, and that is insane. That is not true. Okay, we must learn how to master debt, use debt to invest. But before we start using debt to invest in assets, let's get financial education first. Okay, so let's get something under our belt, and then let's get guidance, because there are a lot of people that are creating wealth out there successfully, and we have a lot of mentors, and today there's no reason for us not to be able to have guidance. Okay, we have access to the internet. Now, let's go to the next asset class. So we have real estate, and then we want to use the cash flow from our business as we're building it, use that to acquire real estate properties. We may have to put a down payment, right? 20% of the entire cost of the $8 million. So we want to use that cash flow in the business as collateral to get this. And then we have the next asset class, which is cryptocurrencies. Okay, some cryptocurrencies can give us cash flow. There are strategies that we have put down inside of our ebook, How to Invest in Crypto to Build Wealth, that will create passive income. Okay, and then we're also going to create capital gains income with cryptocurrencies. You can also have access to that volume on our website. You can find them on Amazon, but when you go to our website, you have additional assets that will come with each volume. Okay. And we are adding more assets as we move forward to emphasize more and grow that digital course even stronger with more financial education, explaining more about the topic. Okay, so take advantage of this great opportunity for all of us to increase our financial IQ. So the next asset class is paper assets, and that includes the stock market, mutual funds, and so forth. Okay, so when it comes to paper assets, when we have financial education, and we have also dedicated one of our chapters inside of our ebook, How to Build Cash Flow with Enter and Turn Passive Income On, that talks about how to create cash flow with the stock market. And a lot of people don't know how to do it because all they know how to do is to gamble, to invest, sit and pray that the price will go up of their stock so that they can sell it for a profit. That is too risky. Remember what I said earlier on the video? We have to be also a master on risk management. A successful financial investor is a master of risk management because of due diligence. We need to figure out what's the risk. Can we take this risk? Is a big risk, but the calculation, the numbers that we are crunching based on the facts, now not opinions, based on facts, meaning the financial statement of whatever business we're looking at. That's why I said earlier on the video, the foundation of true wealth is in the ability of reading financial statements and improving them. Because sometimes we'll find assets that are mismanaged, and we're not going to tell the owner that, oh, if you do this, it's going to improve, because otherwise they'll turn around and do it. They might be just missing one little thing, and the whole operation that will increase that business to a whole different level, to a level that is creating wealth for the owner or the one that is controlling it. So paper assets, when it comes to stocks also, we can do something with OPM, using debt or other people's money, and that is through what is called a margin account. A lot of people invest through a cash account. With a margin account, we basically, after it's set up, we go to our broker and they lend us money based on the collateral of our stocks. How much stocks do we have? And they will give us up to 50% of the stock price. So we can actually use a margin account to leverage and acquire more stocks in a company that we otherwise will have a lot less stocks if we just use our own capital. So by using a margin account, we can increase return on investment. Yes, the risk grows because it also increases our losses. We need to make sure that we're invested in the right company, in the right stock, or it could be a variety of different stocks, but we need to make sure that we do our due diligence. But the important point is that we can use debt and get higher return on investments using margin accounts instead of cash accounts, right? And so basically is OPM, other people's money, using debt, good debt, to acquire more stocks compared to if we just use our own capital, okay? So remember, we want to use our capital to raise capital, use that as collateral to get a loan to get debt, and then we use the debt and the capital to invest in a sound investment. Now we can acquire a bigger investment, we can acquire more. But risk management is key, and that is mastered through due diligence, which due diligence, as I said, are the second most important words in business, and positive cash flow are the number one most important words in business. Now, make sure that we understand there is risk that comes with margin accounts. So understand that it doesn't, whether we use a cash account or a margin account doesn't determine that we're going to be, that doesn't determine how wealthy we will be. What's going to determine is our financial IQ and the team that we have around us, and how we approach and how we are creating wealth, and how much we're investing in ourselves through financial education, also self-development, and anything that improves our financial IQ to create more money using debt, okay? And bringing taxes down, being tax-free, creating wealth tax-free, okay? So it's not how much money we make, but how much money we keep, and how much money we keep working in different asset classes. Okay, so also people can lose a lot of money on the margin accounts if there's something that's called margin calls, and then if you don't have the money to cover the the losses, the broker might liquidate and take all the equity out, and of course leave us with bad debt. Okay, so it has its risk as well. Just make sure that you take a look at it, study it. However, when done right, we use it to increase our returns on investment. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna put the link somewhere on the video to start learning more about how to invest like the ultra wealthy. Okay, so go ahead and have access to our courses, get inside of our inner circle, subscribe to the newsletter. And then the next asset class that we have is commodities, and commodities are gold, silver. Remember, gold was separated from the dollar back in 1971. That's what I said earlier, which made money become monopoly money, debt, an idea backed up by confidence. So now that means that money is the opposite of debt, like of the dollar. Like, so gold is the opposite of money. So when gold goes up, the dollar goes down. So it's good to invest in gold now because the gold is the real money. So money is debt. After 1971, money became debt. Money stopped being gold after that change in law. So today money is created with what? With debt. So the whole purpose and the message of this video is that we master how to use debt, because savers are losers in the new economy. Good debtors are the winners and the wealthiest in this world. Okay? Don't be afraid of debt. Okay? Be afraid of not knowing how to use debt, because a lot of people just acquire liabilities with debt. Okay? So make sure if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate you being here with me today on this amazing day, talking about money, business, and investing. Let me know what you think. Give us some feedback. I appreciate you very much. And remember, once you start understanding the simple concepts of building wealth, like the ultra wealthy, how to create money with other people's money using a credit card, right? We can actually use that credit card to acquire a marketing campaign that will bring thousands of dollars back in a day. So we can return that money back to the credit card, reuse our credit card to all do the same thing. There are so many ways we can invest today using debt. Don't be afraid, and make sure you get financial education, because the person that is financial illiterate is the one that is going to lose in the future. Okay, because the ones that are going to be the winners, like I said, are the good debtors, the ones that master how to use debt to invest in successful businesses, and businesses that can turn into real brands, because a lot of people don't know how to read financial statements, so they miss the whole point of what a real asset is, and they end up losing money because they invest in fake assets. They get misinformed by the person, and they believe in opinions. That's why I said earlier, one of the main difference between the wealthy and the poor is like knowing the facts and opinions. Like, what is an opinion, what is a fact? Because when it comes to business and investing, we want to make sure we go always with facts. And everything in life should be like that too, because when we stand on facts, that doesn't change. Everything else changes. The truth, the real facts will always stay the same. So another great habit to build is to write everything down when it comes to business. When we're having a call or we have a meeting, let's send an email, put it in writing, put the facts down, right? Because it's gonna cover us. It's all about making sure that we are standing on the facts and always protecting our best interests. Every decision that we make should be dedicated to our best future. It's all about making the great choices in life. A lot of people can literally change their life with 5 seconds, 1 minute that they decided to do something that is not good, and it changes their life completely. So we don't want to do anything that we regret right after, or even a day, or in a year, or even 100 years from now. We don't want to do anything that we regret. And that takes discipline. It takes self-awareness. It takes being here, present, not escaping from anything, confronting reality and life, coming out and socializing. A lot of people, all they need to do is really get out there and learn how to communicate with strangers and provide value to them, figure out what people are doing. Because when I go to events that I invest to learn something, I always find treasures. I always find somebody doing something that is unique, and they teach me how to do it. Now I have that skill. I mean, that's what it's all about. What type of skills do we have in order to build true wealth? It's all about knowing how to make money without working physically. Work smart, do less, make more, have more freedom, create the lifestyle that we like to have. A lot of people are working extra hard. They have 3 jobs, but they're not enjoying life. That is not life. Now, being responsible is a great trait. So let's start with that. If you're working, you're being responsible, but we need to also think about the fact that we need to dedicate time in financial education. We need to confront the reality that is the only way to create true wealth. Otherwise, giving the money away to somebody, nobody's going to make you wealthy before they make themselves wealthy. So sometimes it contradicts as well, because the person that is telling the passive investor to invest, they don't make money through passive income. They make money through commissions. So it's a contradiction of the teacher, right? It's like they're telling somebody to invest in this investment vehicle, which it could be a mutual fund or 401k, and it's not making passive income. They're not making passive income. They're making money through commissions, and also the asset, which is a liability, is not making any passive income. It's withdrawing money every single month from the passive investor. And so if it's not making any money, then it's a liability. Onto that makes the investor money and returns the entire capital that the person invested back, then that will be called an asset. But right now, it's a liability. A lot of people are calling what are really liabilities assets, and that's one of the main difference between the wealthy and the poor, is the way we label our assets and liabilities, because we understand the definition, the true definition of an asset and a liability. Basic concepts that people overlook and they have wrong because they're listening to the wrong data. And today we can create wealth quick. Okay, it doesn't have to take us long at all. It can happen right away, but we need to take action. It's the only way, okay? And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but it's easier than before. It's obviously because of everything that we have. We can talk to the entire world. Look at this amazing video. It's being played 24/7. 60 years ago, we couldn't do this. So take advantage of all the tools that we have. There's no reason to be complaining. We're living in the best times. And use debt. Learn how to master debt. Understand that money is debt. That's how money is created. That's why debt is tax-free, all debt. Whether you use it to buy whatever, debt is tax-free. We don't pay taxes on debt. And so when we use debt to acquire assets that produce money, and that debt gets paid back with the cash flow of that business, and it also leaves us positive cash flow, that is infinite return on investment, and that's the holy grail of investing. That's what we're striving for to obtain every single time that we have no money into the deal, yet we still control the deal and we still receive positive cash flow. Okay? This is Versace's mansion here. That's where he was killed. Right there by one of his fans. He used to come out in the morning. Now it's a restaurant, and it's also a hotel. It's pretty cool. It's a landmark here in Miami. It's beautiful. Look at that. It's right across from the beach, because that's the beach right there. And right now, as you can see, there are still people probably eating there. If you're ever down here, you gotta come out and see it. It's an amazing sight. However, remember, rule number one in our community is to build and work to build passive income and multiply money. in sound investing, okay, which ultimately takes financial education. Is the only way. It's the only way to know how to do it. Even starting a business online today is very easy as long as we invest in the information. To get the information, it's going to tell us exactly how to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why if you're watching this, make sure you click the links from on this video and get inside of our inner circle, because the information that we have is going to change our context. It's going to give us the content of the ultra wealthy and the tools as well, the steps, the proven strategies that work. And we're going to find a niche. We're going to launch our first asset. If you never had a digital asset, we're going to start learning how to also receive, not just learn it, but we're going to actually do it together to make passive income. You never made passive income online while sleeping through a sale. We're going to show you exactly how to do that, okay? We're going to do it together. So make sure you click the links from on this video, turn on the notifications, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you have any comments or questions. I appreciate the feedback. Bring you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Get the right mentors. Books are a great way to tap into the right mentors, okay? Probably the best thing. It's also good to have in-person mentors. So figure out maybe 2 in-person mentors that are highly qualified, that are wealthier than we are. You know, hopefully they are billionaires, and and they're creating great wealth, or they have created already wealth, and invest in the right mentors online, okay? Because now we have access to just basically everyone, and we can expedite our results, all right? Remember, it starts today. What are we doing to create cash flow, to create more freedom in our lives? I hope that this video really inspires you to take massive action, to help you understand that the only way to create wealth and escape the rat race, if you will, and be able to live life in a manner that there's not reason to stress about running out of money or paying the bills or working extra hours, because our businesses, our assets are producing passive income and capital gains income, and we're using that money to pay for all of our bills, and we can always live above our means. We're never living up below our means. It's a motto that we have here at Master Investor. We are always increasing because we are in expansion. It doesn't stop. We're investing in financial education daily, and we're going to continue to create networks, go out and meet new people, provide value. Everyone's looking for something, and we need to figure out how to put that something in front of them so easily that they can grab, purchase, and go. And that's true marketing. That's targeted marketing. Today, with the platforms that we have, they are so advanced that we can literally pinpoint exactly who we want that ad to show up on their profile, social media profile, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Tumblr, X. All of them have the ability to target the right customers. So who are we speaking to? Who is our customer? Who are we selling to, right? Who is our business selling to? We're not going to be doing the selling. The business is, the system is. We're going to show you how to use AI, okay? And how to create true relationships that turn into paying customers. Building our own database with real people's email. We're going to show you how to get emails daily. Okay, having somebody's email is like so personal. People read emails every day. Everybody checks their email. So having an email from somebody, we have to nurture that with great information. I'm going to show you how to communicate with hundreds of thousands of people, with millions of people, with one click, and having the right campaign going out on autopilot. Okay, learning how to collect unlimited leads daily for any type of business. That's an art that we are mastering inside of our community here at Master Investor. So take a look inside of our ebooks, because that's exactly what's going to happen when you go through our digital courses and books. Our knowledge is so advanced that it changes people's life immediately. As long as we apply the information, that's why we turn knowledge into somebody else's knowledge into our personal knowledge. By applying that into our lives and getting the results, experiencing the results, that's how we get the experience that we need. Okay, so we have to take action. So whatever you learn today, go ahead and take action. Okay, if there's something that we must do right now, get our ebooks, go ahead and click the links on this video and have access to our ebooks. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, take a look at it. It might be true, and we don't want to be a skeptical or cynic in life, because we'll be pushing opportunities away. Today, everything is accessible, so we can really take advantage of all the knowledge that is available to us. People are doing great things out there in the world. It's not just bad people, it's not just scammers, it's not just, don't be skeptical. People lose a lot of money and they spend their entire life being skeptical without ever evolving, because they were just too afraid to learn something new and to learn from somebody else. We cannot just judge without actually having the knowledge or the facts in front of us. It's important that we become true leaders who speaks with facts, and that we can also bring the best out of other people, because a true leader is someone that's not the best in the group, but the best in bringing the best out of other people, inspiring the group, inspiring our community, our companies, our brands, right? We don't want to just build companies, we want to build brands, because a brand cannot be replaced. A company is a commodity. Use debt as much as possible to build wealth. Learn how to use it, okay? So first, get financial education, and then start using debt and start using the credit cards to invest in sound investing, meaning that the debt service has to be paid back on autopilot from the cash flow of the business or the investment, right? And also it's going to give us positive cash flow. Every time we pay the bank, where there's a minimum payment of the credit card, we're also paying ourselves. And that right there is infinite return investment if we didn't use any of our capital. If we use just the credit card to acquire the asset, and it's bringing us enough money to cover all the expenses of the business, all the expenses of the debt service, the interest rate, and also is giving us positive cash flow, whatever that amount may be. Even if it's $5, then that's $5 from thin air. 99% of the world never get to make $10 while they're sleeping. That's the truth. They don't know how to make money without working. They have to wake up every morning to go work for their check. If they want to make more money, they have to work extra hard, more hours, or they gotta get a higher paying job, which will require them more responsibilities, etc. And it just will kill their most precious asset, which is time. Now, like I said, there are great employees that we need in place. So if you're one of those, please keep doing what you're doing, because we love what you do for society. But we still encourage you to learn how to invest your money and turn that into passive income. Not by giving it to somebody else, not by putting it in 401k, mutual funds, all of those fake assets. You can start your side hustle, if you will, and turn that into a brand. You can start your clothing line. You can start acquiring a real estate property, turn that into, an Airbnb deal. So many ways that I explain on this video, and we talk about it in all of our content, how to create passive income and true wealth. All right, well, that's it for today. I'll see you on the next video, on our next talk. Thank you for joining us here at Master Investor. I appreciate you being one of us. And it's important because we all have an investor inside of us, right? And we're going to be dealing with money the rest of our lives. So our message is, don't be average, be a master investor. How we know we're a master investor? We have the 3 E's: financial education, financial experience, and excess of cash flow, positive cash flow, specifically coming from assets that we control with our companies. And that's when we know. We don't thrive through a paycheck from earned income from a job. We thrive through passive income from our assets that we control. And of course, we will get capital gains income along the way. Stay extraordinary and wealthy. See you next time.